All right, I'm going to give you a quick overview of PaperPile, which is a great Google-based alternative to EndNote. I'll give you a quick overview, show you how to do the basics, add and organize papers, annotate them, and cite while you write. All right, so let's get going. Okay, so this is the basic interface of PaperPile. Go ahead and go to paperpile.com. You'll have to add an extension or add-on. I'm pretty sure it's pretty quick and easy to get it started. You will need to log in with a Gmail account, and unfortunately PaperPile is not free. However, if you go to settings here, you can see in my account information that it's only $3 a month. For me, it's completely worth it, but that's up to you. It just do know that it does cost $3 a month after the 1-month trial. So you can sign up without paying anything to see what you think of it first. Okay? While we're here in settings, I would suggest you also set up your University of Iowa proxy. You just have to search University of Iowa, and it'll add the proxy information. This is so you can access University of Iowa resources. So you'll add proxy, test your connection, and then log in with your Hawk ID. While we're here in settings, also you go to citation styles and set your preferred citation style. You can also change it from paper to paper, but it's good to set a default. And then I suggest under browser integration that you double check to make sure all of these buttons are checked, including this one. That makes it integrate with different databases and things on the web so that there's a handy little button to click to add your papers. Also, I suggest switching your PDF viewer to the viewer with annotations instead of the PaperPile viewer. The PaperPile viewer allows you to view a PDF and take notes, but take notes just down in the corner on a little kind of a notepad. But the annotations lets you highlight and mark things up, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, so here's the basic interface, and now that you're ready to add papers, you can do that in several different ways. You can go to add papers, and let's say you had a title of an article that you wanted to find. You can search it, and oops, I'm not quite sure what happened there. You can search, and it will find it on the web for you, and you can click add, and it's just going to go ahead and add it to your PaperPile. So you see that it's added it, and I'm going to click clear out of all these filters that I accidentally checked, and you see there's the paper, and you see it's trying to download it right away from the University of Iowa, and we'll see if it can do it. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. You should also note that when you add a paper in any way, you should always check edit and make sure that the information is added correctly. So for example, this one, it's capitalized correctly for APA formatting, but sometimes you do have to change that. Also, sometimes it will accidentally gather incorrect journal information. You have to verify that the things in here are correct. I also always delete URLs for journal articles because I know those aren't required in APA formatting, okay? So once you do that, you save it, and you see it did find the PDF, okay? I'm actually going to delete this one right now just so I can show you finding it in another way. So for example, so I just showed you adding it from here. You can, by searching online, you can also upload PDFs directly from your computer if you've got a store of PDFs already there that you want to bring in. But again, you're going to want to check all of those and make sure, like this one, see I have to change the author. It put in email addresses as authors, so I need to adjust those. So that's a pretty common thing that you need to do. All right, you can also search on Google Scholar. See how I searched for this article here, and that's what these little buttons are that we made sure those check marks were available under settings. And you can click add PaperPile, and again it's going to go through the import process, and that's what it looks like when it's found it. It's green checked and it's blue checked PDF. Sometimes it's not able to download it, and then you might need to you know, if you did a search in what do you call it, in another database or in InfoHawk, you might find it and you might be able to click PaperPile. So here's, for example, one that I'm pretty sure if I click it, it's not going to download the whole thing. It downloaded it into PaperPile, and I can see it showed up right there, but it's trying to download it from Wiley, and last time I did this, it didn't search it. I wasn't able to get it. So what I would do is go in Find Online and find it in a journal, and sometimes you're able to add it then from the journal. So you note here that it says download PDF, and right here the little toolbar has a button that you can add the paper to. So it's already in your library. Let's go back and check to see if it did download it, but it didn't download it yet. Oh, maybe it's, oh, okay, it did work. But hypothetically, if it didn't, you could also use the checkmark button here and add it to your library. It would say add to your library. Once in a while, none of those methods work, and I have to actually download the PDF and then go to upload files like this. Or let me see if I can find one here. Like this one doesn't have a PDF on it, so I'm going to have to download it and choose a file and add it from my computer. Okay, so that's basically how you add papers. Notice over here then I'll show you how to organize papers. I use folders. There's two ways that PaperPile has to organize things. It's either folders like this or labels. You'll see I don't really use labels because folders you can add hierarchy, like you can have subfolders here, but labels you can't. That's why I only use folders really, but maybe you'll find an important use for labels that I haven't discovered yet. So all you do is, you can create a new folder just by typing in here. You can add subfolders, new folder, you just create that. You can add subfolders, but here's where you'd add a folder from here as well. You can add a subfolder. If you're clicked on it, you've got the menu right there. You can just add subfolder, and you can put a paper in multiple subfolders, which is really great. So like this one, once it's checked, you can then go like this and say add. You can click it on this one, and it's going to show up in all of those. Okay, so apply changes, and then you see right here it shows you what folders it's in. I really like that because sometimes I use citations for more than one paper. So that's organization. So now once you've organized your work, you can read it and cite it. So sorry, let me just show you a couple things here. Here is the notes section, or actually the abstract. It collects abstracts automatically most of the time. Notes here, you can take notes right in this box, or I'll show you in the PDF viewer, you can take notes in the document itself. So this is really handy, and it allows you to highlight, and you can change the colors, etc. You can also add a note to your highlight. Awesome. And you see the notes will show up over here, and it's great and handy. These are all searchable. The one downside about the PDF viewer right now is that the notes aren't automatically searchable from the PaperPile viewer interface. I'll show you what I do though. I just highlight all of my notes, and I then go back and paste them into the notes field right there. So anything in this window, this interface, is searchable. So if I wanted to search for the word awesome in my notes, I should be able to do that. Yeah, okay, so here's, I was just, sorry, because it was checked, I only searched in that, but I'm going to search all over, and I guess that's it. Oh, there. So this is the only one of my, see, one paper found of my 500 some things that has the word awesome. Apparently I need to write that in my notes more often. But see, yeah, so that's how I take notes. You can see, I guess I don't know, I've got some other ones more recently. These are ones I've just added that I need to sort through. But so that's note taking, and what else was I going to show you? Oh yeah, cite while you write, last thing. So if you're going to write a paper and you're going to cite some things about emotions in schools, you can be just typing along in Google Docs. This does only work in Google Docs right now. I believe they are trying to integrate with Microsoft Word eventually, but right now it's just Google. And the little button right here should show up, or you've got this PaperPile menu. If this doesn't show up, although I think it will, you might have to go to add-ons and say get add-ons and add PaperPile. But when you're ready to cite something, sorry, let me get my cursor in the right spot, you can put a keyword in and it will search your PaperPile for any paper that has the word emotions in it. You can also search by last name, basically any word. And so I'm going to cite this right here and click Add Citation. When you add it right away, it doesn't look like it's in APA format, but or it may not, but I'll show you in a little bit how you can adjust that. You can also cite multiple things, so you can put, let's say you're going to cite these two things. You also notice in this lead-in sentence, I already said Sherry Watt, so I don't want Watt to show in there, so I click Suppress Author, and there we go. Actually, I'm going to edit. I want to suppress this author too, and let's say I want a page number in this one. So you update citation. See how it doesn't look like it's in APA format? You can click either Reformat Citations right there or go to PaperPile and Format Citations, and then it will put it in your chosen format, okay? And it also, when it does that, it starts immediately creating your references page, okay? Sorry, I just realized I probably should have had the citation right after her name instead of right there. So, well, the page number, sorry. May not be correct APA format right here, but you get the idea. So those are the basics, and I hope that was helpful. Feel free to email me if you have any questions about PaperPile.